Americans come together to celebrate Pride Month and raise awareness for the LGBTQ community. It can bring about a number of different emotions in people.
And our Chat Daddy Sims joins us now to discuss the importance of acceptance. And that's a big word for some people, accepting other people's choices. How do you learn to respect them, you know?
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy Pride Month.
Thank
and
you.
you're absolutely right. Acceptance is key in this day and age. People have their own personal choices, opinions. We're living in a world right now where everybody's kind of on edge. And June is a month to celebrate love, acceptance, peace. A lot of people, oh, I don't know about that. We're in a world now where so many children at a young age are identifying with themselves. People are now using pronouns to identify themselves. So acceptance is something that we should make a part of our normal life, our home life, and even our work life, because you never know who might be signing your paycheck.
Right.
You never know who might make a decision for you. And so being inclusive and accepting is the biggest thing you can be right now. It's hot, it's trendy.
Yeah, and so how do you start? Like, what's the first steps in making sure that you are accepting of all people?
Well, a lot of people oftentimes want to use negative connotations about people, and we've all said it. And the thing is, I'm guilty of it, everybody. You've got to learn what is the correct way to address a person, what is the correct way to talk about this conversation, and when is it appropriate to have these type of conversations.
So you do your research, basically.
You have to do your research. Pronouns are very big right now, and people need to respect people's pronouns. You may meet someone, and to you, they may look as a male, but they may identify as a they, a them, a those. And so you've got to find out, why, but do it in a respectful way so that you're able to communicate with them in a respectful manner.
We had this discussion actually in our office before, because sometimes you don't know if there's a pronoun. Is it whose responsibility to know if the pronoun is correct? Is it the person, or is it the people who are receiving that person?
Oftentimes people will let you know what their pronouns are. Everybody does not go around talking about him, his, or, but when people in communication, they often put it at the end of their signature. How should we best address you? Is the best way to say that. How's the best way that we should address you? What is fair? We want to be loving. We want to, make sure you're inclusive in everything that we're doing here in this conversation.
And I often say you can talk to anybody about anything. It's just about the way you do it, the words you use, how you do it. And so I guess if you give respect, you'll get it. Is that an easy way to look at it?
That's right. We've lived in a society for so long where people have just been disrespectful to each other. Again, the negative connotations, the saying whatever you feel might be the best answer. Really, in this day and age, it's best that you say the appropriate thing. Yes, and try to embrace people. Our children are watching.
Yes.
The world is watching. Both of you ladies have young children, and they're in school now, and there could be a situation of two mommies, two daddies. How do you best have that conversation with your children that we are accepting of all people? Race was a big issue for a long time. This now is a big issue as well, too.
And I would imagine a lot of it's also having some grace, because the people who may say something mistakenly might not be doing it purposefully. And so both the receiver and the giver have to have some grace within each other's backgrounds.
Which is very true. Grace teaches us to have the right conversations with people and to be able to do it very dignified, not in an ignorant, boisterous manner, but to have it in a very dignified way. I always tell people, gay men and women, we're besties. We always know how to talk to each other. We always know how to do that. A lot of times I find that heterosexual men have a struggle on what to say and how to say it. And in this day and age, just say it, but say it with kindness and acceptance. And I appreciate you for who you are.
What do you think the reason is behind people not doing that? Is it fear? Is it anger? What does it boil down to?
I tell people I've been living a long time, and ladies, I'm not going to age you both, but I'm old, okay? And I've been a part of the LGBTQ plus community for a number of years. And what I've found is that a lot of times when people don't have anything appropriate to say, they may be questioning themselves. They may be in an awkward situation that they don't know anything about. And to use negative language towards people is inappropriate. Negative, actions and gestures. Don't do it. You just never know, as I always say, who makes the decisions and who may be the person that helps you to the next level.
All right, some good advice.
All right.
Thanks so much. All right, we appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
You can follow Art on social media, ChatDaddy1 and ChatDaddy on Twitter, and then therealchatdaddy.com is where you'll find some more information.
And watch the show,
And watch the
everybody.
show.
Happy Pride.
Happy
Happy
Pride.
Pride. Thank you.